Welcome to It Takes Two. I'm Blair.
I'm Chris.
And today we'll be talking about Love Island UK Season 12, Episodes 39 and 40.
We need you to subscribe, like, share, comment, all the above. We are literally right there at 9,000. I think we're like 5 subscribers away from it. Listen here, if y'all just subscribe, we would be at 9,000 and we all can celebrate together. How are we going to celebrate? Y'all get the next episode.
Okay.
That's how we celebrate. You ready, Blair?
I'm ready.
Let's go.
So we start with Toni and Lauren.
Mm-hmm.
Toni says that she doesn't know what to do now about Harrison. They end up hugging it out, and Lauren tells Meg about the conversation she had with Toni.
Mm-hmm.
Meg doesn't think Harrison knows what he wants. Maybe he wants you both.
By a show of hands, if you're tired of Toni and Harrison whole dilemma thing. Yeah, me too.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Toni, you go back and forth. Harrison haven't shown himself to be any different than from the first time he stepped foot in this villa.
Yeah.
Okay, let's keep going.
Yasmin and Jamie are back from their date. They fill everybody in on how the date went. I will say they're not getting a lot of camera time, and I get there's a lot of other drama going on in the house, but I think this is where our real love story lies.
Stop it, Blair.
I actually believe this is where our real love story lies.
I would not buy that propaganda. Right.
So as far as for me, they're my winners at the moment.
They're not.
Okay.
You don't even believe that.
I actually do.
You're doing that by default. Every time we hear Yasmin talk, what do they talk about?
Well, they don't get much camera time.
Well, for the times that we hear them talk, right? She's talking about how like she's sexual and things like that. Unbutton my shirt, will you? Listen here, I'm not falling for the propaganda of Yasmin and Jamie.
Yes.
Jamie is his
you
name?
don't even know his name.
I don't even know his name.
Jamie.
I'm not falling for it. Sorry.
Lauren tells Emma that she's angry. She hopes that Harrison can change. And Emma says, don't wait. You don't want to be waiting on a guy your whole life for him to change. You're better than that.
No, she's not. You hope she can change. You hope he can change, but you had sex with him multiple times?
Yeah. She thought the kitty would change him.
You made that choice.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to live with that choice. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I agree with Emma, but Lauren, I hate to call Lauren a lick.
No.
But I think Harrison hit a lick when it came to Lauren. And by that, I mean that you've got a girl who's really nice, who's going to put up with your mess, and you're going to continue to take him back no matter what happens.
Yeah.
Because you think that you guys have the real love, and he comes back home to you.
Yeah.
Even though he's out on the streets all day and all night.
Mm-hmm. You ain't lied yet, Blair.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Harrison talks to Cash, and he apologizes for how he's been going about things. He knows he's been being sneaky. And Cash tells him, look, I was upset. I felt disrespected and embarrassed.
Mm-hmm.
Have you made your mind up now? And Harrison says, yeah. Cash says, well, think of it like if these women were your little sister. And just to let you know, I am looking at you different now. If you keep messing around, it's going to be uncomfortable for the both of us because we will not be talking.
Okay, so like here's the thing about it, right? They are not his little sisters, right?
Yeah.
They are licks, as Blair gave us a good analogy. Tony's a lick. You know what I'm saying? Because if there's anyone who knew who Harrison was from the beginning, before Lauren, it was Toni. But Toni kept pulling him. Toni was crawling on the floor, was she not? Toni was doing all these things, knowing who Harrison was. So that's why I'm like, I don't even understand why they expect honesty from a guy that haven't shown it at all throughout this whole season.
Never.
So I don't even understand, like, I wouldn't even put if you keep doing this, we wouldn't talk and it would be uncomfortable for us in the villa. I would never talk to Harrison, like, at all, because I can't trust anything that he say out of his mouth.
Yeah. Boris feels like a weight has been lifted off his shoulder by ending things with Billikis, and him and Emma agree to spend the night in the Hideaway.
Okay.
Billikis and Shakira talk, and Billikis says that Boris said he would be open and honest, but she doesn't feel like he has been. Shakira doesn't think that they would actually go for each other on the outside, talking about Boris and Emma, and it just seems like they're just each other's best option right now.
Yeah. Kind of like how Jamie and Yasmin is your best option. You don't really believe in it, but it's like, what else do I have? While at the same time, I'm letting you know there's room for you. There's room for you on this bandwagon of the Harry and Helena love couple, our winners of this season. Just like, you know, I saved you a seat, baby.
So Lauren pulls Harrison for a chat. She tells him that she's angry and didn't deserve how she was treated. He made his decision and she owes it to herself to find someone else. Harrison really doesn't have anything today to say. And in the confessional, he tells us he wants to put his all into Toni.
Okay.
Now, Harrison is talking to Toni and he tells her, like, Lauren was pressing me for answers, trying to see how I was feeling. And he says he didn't end things with her, but they were closed for the moment. And Toni asks, so is it over or it's not over? Harrison tells her it's over and he's going to focus on her moving forward, and they end up hugging it out. And that's why I'm saying, like, Toni, you're absolutely right. Toni's a lick too. Because you are sitting up here letting this man to lie to you when he always lies to you. Like, you should never believe, like, I think that when you start to see people's like true character, it changes their like the level of attraction for me. Like, it changes their appearance. Like, even though Harrison can objectively be a good looking person, because I can't trust anything that comes out of your mouth, I actually have to treat you like a wall. Like, I cannot pay attention to you because, like, it's nothing real. It's nothing of substance. Like, it's like you're not even a person that I can actually communicate with because it means nothing. Like, you're literally a brick wall to me. So it's bedtime. Harrison is hugged up with Toni, telling her she looks pretty. He goes down the steps when he's getting ready to go to bed, and he grabs Lauren's hand. The same type of stuff he did when he was paired up with Lauren, trying to keep Toni still reeled in. Now Boris and Emma end up going to the Hideaway.
Here's my thing about Toni, right? Toni is not a girl's girl. Toni is a for self type of person, if you listen to what I said throughout these past couple reviews. So this whole idea, remember when she was talking about oh my goodness, I did not know you slept with her. I thought y'all were just, playing with y'all hands and things of that nature. And she was like, oh, I actually feel bad for her. I actually, like, now, like, I understand why she's sad. Now I understand why she feels the way she feels. And she over there giving her these hugs and things of that nature. But whole time, at the end of the day, that does not escape the fact that at the end, Toni wants to win.
She wants the man.
Toni wants the man, and she wants the man from the girl that got the man. So that's why I'm like, all of this, like, Toni, strength or like this tough exterior, she ain't nothing but mush inside. And Lauren is just a lick. Like Lauren don't even try to portray herself as strong. No. So when I see Lauren, I see someone that's willing to really do anything, even to the point of disrespecting herself, to try to keep a man and things like that. Lauren knows what she was doing when she had sex with Harrison. She knows what she was doing. It was consensual and things like that. Even when we get to the point to where, of course, y'all know what happened in the show, to where she gets eliminated. You get what I'm saying? Oh, will you leave with me? And then that's when, besides, like, he's like, I got to think about it. And then she put her head into her hands. Why would you want to be with a guy? Because you don't really think that much highly of yourself anyway. But you know what? I go along with the ride.
So it's the next day. Harrison lies and tells Toni that he made the eggs. It was Cash who was making eggs, and he asked for some.
That's kind of like, lying about eggs is wild. I ain't gonna hold you.
Like, that's what I'm saying. He's a literal like child.
Because because here's the thing about it. There is a such thing. I don't know if you know this, Blair.
Oh no, I've had bad eggs before.
There is a such thing as great eggs, right? Bad eggs is still edible. You can still eat them. They burnt, or crispy and things like that. They got the little phlegm on it and things like that. But there's a such thing as great eggs. Not a lot of people really know what it's like to have great eggs, because not a lot of people season their eggs. You got to season your eggs. A little bit of garlic salt, onion powder, and things like that, or garlic powder rather. So why couldn't you just make eggs? Like, any type of eggs would have been acceptable, but for him to actually lie and say that he made the eggs, it's just like, like Harrison it's disgusting. I ain't gonna hold you.
Billy Kiss thinks it's crazy how Emma chose to, or how Boris chose to be with Emma and basically switched up on her. And I will say, it does very much feel like he was using her to get into the villa. And, he makes a comment at one point when they talk like, oh, if the spark goes away, it just goes away. But you weren't trying to keep the spark alive. Like, it felt like you were using her.
Yeah, I don't fall for that spark stuff because, number one, if you're coming to this show, I think it's your job to at least keep the flame going. And I haven't seen anything from Boris, is his name, that at least like stoke the flame at least a little bit. Like, he's basically just like, if it's there, it's there. If it's not, it's not. I'm just like, well, you just letting what is it, magic? Like, I really don't understand what it is.
And I don't get how it was there before recoupling, but it's not there after now. It's just kind of like That's very convenient.
Yeah.
Harry ends up pulling Emma for a chat, and he tells her things are going well with Helena, but he really had nothing else to do, so that's why he's talking to her right now.
Facts.
Harry jokes around and asks if she wants to go to the Hideaway, just to sit up and reminisce, and Emma tells him, I know you're just getting bored and you're looking to stir the pot. Boris ends up bringing her a drink, and Emma says, people don't see you and Helena as the real deal, like as if you guys are really going to last on the outside. What? He took the path of least resistance, in her opinion, because he can't step out and be who he really needs to be, which is basically a stand-up guy in her eyes. Harry says, well, of course I love you. I'm always going to have love for you. Emma tells him she thinks of him sometimes. And Helena is just hot and bothered watching them and just thinking that the conversation is going on for too long. They end up joking around about getting back together for the win, possibly. And then they end their conversation.
What is your thoughts on this?
I agree with Emma. I think that Harry likes pulling Emma to ruffle Helena's feathers, to get people talking, because I do think he gets bored and he just wants to start doing stuff to get folks talking. I think he enjoys it. I think it's funny to him. And also when it comes to Emma, I think he would want to be back with her if she was really down. But even with this conversation, I don't think she really wants to be with him. I think that she, enjoys talking to him while they're here. But I think she's made it pretty clear throughout that she's not interested in getting with Harry. It could never be a situation. But not only that, I think she likes messing with Helena too, because she doesn't take Helena seriously. And I don't think she respects Helena.
For starters, Emma, how dare you talking about no one believes in their love or that they will last on the outside. Hello, Chris, right? I believe in their love.
I feel like you're trolling us.
Why would I troll y'all? like no, okay.
I feel like you are.
Tell me who I really love then.
I don't think you love anybody, but this is not a real love story. You really
It
believe
it is a love story.
Okay,
It is a love story.
All right.
I don't care what you say, but but I have a seat for you though because I love you, right?
All right.
I definitely don't believe in the Mega DeJohn stuff that y'all trying to sell me and things of that nature. But Emma, remember when you was trying to sell me a couple weeks ago, maybe a week ago, where you was basically like, you know what, he's a snake. He's very snide. You know what I'm saying? He's a bad person. He had relations with people in my house and things of that nature. He's a terrible, terrible man. Next thing you know, a couple episodes later, you over here trying to get him to smell your armpit. A couple episodes later, you over here talking about some, you know what? Maybe. You know what? Sometimes I do think about you. Here's one thing, Emma. I think the same way that you look at him and you say, you know what? Harry is bored. Emma, I think you're bored too, right? Even though you had your little Hideaway experience and things like that, she had that experience to say, I'm leaving here with something. You get what I'm saying? Because we don't believe in her connection or any connection she's been with. But at the same time, you want to talk about our basic leaders for this season and things like that. I say, Emma, besides you focusing on Helena and Harry's connection, how about you focus on getting a connection? At least one. You know what I mean? But I do agree with you. I think I don't think she truly wants to be back with Harry. I think she's like on some like, I want to expose Harry to Helena and type of thing. And I'm like, I don't really understand why you're doing that. Helena don't care.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Like, she loves Harry for Harry the same way as I do. You know?
Okay. So Emma grabs Helena and tells her that, look, him and the other people, really don't see them as endgame and working on the outside. And Helena doesn't think it's Emma's place to say that.
Facts.
Emma says that she can see herself getting back together with Harry, but she didn't think it would be this soon. Helena doesn't think things have really been reciprocated on Harry's end. He thinks Emma's just really talking a whole bunch of mess. And Emma says, well, I'm telling you, we both have feelings for each other. You just brush things over too much. And he said that there's still love there. Emma isn't totally sure if she wants to go for him, though. And Helena says, but I don't think he would go for you. And you are each other's exes, so I expect there to be some type of residual feelings.
Nice.
Emma tells her, well, maybe you should talk to him more about it then.
No, I won't.
And this is what I'm saying. I think that Emma, number one, she, thinks Harry's a terrible person.
Okay.
And also, I think that she thinks Helena's a terrible person. And she doesn't respect Helena. So I think that her focus is not just on her forming a connection with Boris now and really growing their relationship. She has a stake in Helena and Harry's relationship in order to break them apart. I don't know if she wants Harry not to be happy and successful, even if it is a terrible relationship in her eyes, or if she just thinks that Helena, you know, if I wanted to get him back, I could. And for you to think that I couldn't, I'm going to show you I can.
Yeah.
You know, I think it's more of a pride type of thing.
Have you ever met a couple before, Blair, to where, and I'm not talking about domestic violence, so I just want to make sure
I'm about to say, where are we going with this?
Yeah, I'm about to take us somewhere, but not down physical assault, right?
Thank you.
Not down physical assault. Physical assault is never the answer. But have you ever been in a house with a couple and you just like, the way y'all talk to each other is kind of wild? Yeah. Like as in like, it's just like y'all.
It's like y'all don't like each other.
It's like y'all got these like like these comments that it's like, do y'all like each other? But then like the minute that you like try to talk to your friend or something like that and be like, you know what? You don't deserve that from him, or you don't deserve that from her. They're like, you need to mind your business. I love my man.
Exactly.
I love my woman.
That's just how we talk.
That is
like, okay.
That's Harry and Helena basically to a T, right? We don't like the way it looks. We may not even like the way it feels, right? But at the end of the day, this is our couple, right, for this season.
You're going to say that the whole episode?
I'm going to say that for the next 2 episodes, right?
Goodness.
Because at the end of the day, Emma's over there talking about some, you know, like he still got love for me. Okay, of course he would still have love for his ex. Your name is tattooed on his wrist. Like basically what Emma is trying to do, she's trying to wake someone up for whatever reason she's trying to wake them up for, and trying to use these basic terms of like, oh yeah, we talked and I didn't expect myself to really like want to go back for him, and I really don't know if I really want to. And Helena's like, yeah, I see it more on your end, but I don't really see it on his end. Yeah. Because one thing that Emma do not understand about their relationship is that Harry tells her everything. And granted, that's why they have a problem with Helena, because they like, you brush everything off. And here's the thing about it. Emma, I lied to you in our relationship, but I'm not lying to Helena, right? So that's why when I see Emma over here doing everything but basically growing her connections, talking to Helena for whatever reason, I can kind of see why Helena would brush this conversation off, because at the end of the day, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to pull Harry for a chat, and Harry is not going to Harrison me. He's going to tell me exactly what happened. And then guess what? He puts the ball in my court to rather accept it or not. Even though it may look bad, it may feel bad, but we all have that couple of friends, especially if you have a group of friends that's married, to where when you in their house, you don't like the way they talk to each other, you don't like the way they interact, it makes you feel uncomfortable and things like that. But at the end of the day, you're like, it just works for them. I don't get it, but it works for them. That's how I view Harry and Helena.
So Helena is angry.
Yeah.
She's talking to Harry, and Harry says that, you know, look, Emma's here for one thing, and she's not going to get it. Essentially, she's not going to get me.
Yes.
He's come here to meet someone new, not to get back with his ex. Helena says, but you don't need to keep having chats with her. And he thinks that he tells her he's chatting with her to be nice. But, okay, fine. You don't like it. I'll stop talking to her.
Okay. I mean, like, you set another boundary. First, you said I couldn't take her nobody elbows, and now you say I can't talk to her. Now let's see if Harry will honor this boundary.
Emma is telling Boris that her conversation with Harry got blown out of proportion, and she really doesn't see Harry and Helena as endgame. And Boris tells her she's talking nonsense, because why do you still care about him and his future and who he's going to end up being with?
Facts.
What was your purpose from coming here? To get with your ex?
Facts.
And Emma said if she wanted him, neither of them would have been in this villa talking about her and Harry.
Okay.
Boris says, you know, if you want to be in a triangle situation, if you're trying to get back with him, like, I'm not into that. And Emma says, you know, like you had me and Billikis in a triangle. And he talks to whoever's sitting next to him and says, look, she's here to play games. And Boris is just like, at this point, I'm going to be cautious with Emma, essentially because I don't think she's here to really grow a connection. I think she's here to meddle in between whatever Harry's got going on.
This is a perfect definition of a spark being gone.
And I think Conor was right for kicking Emma to the curb.
Facts.
Because you're too involved in what your ex is doing. it doesn't look like you're here for your own situation.
Listen, this is the same conversation she had with Conor. 100%. So, hey, listen, Boris, I don't understand the reason why you did Billy Kiss the way you did, but I 100% agree with why you did Emma the way you did. Because it's like, why are you coming over here talking about what you think about their end game? We haven't even started our game. And things like that, especially if we go by what Blair is saying. She believes in Jamie and Yasmin. So the fact that she believes in Jamie and Yasmin mean literally it's anybody's game. So why are you over here talking about Harry, especially a guy that you said you don't want?
Right.
It makes no sense.
So they end up having a Western themed party for the night.
Yep.
As they're getting ready for bed, apparently Lauren was trying to help floss Harrison's teeth and Shakira saw it, and Shakira ran it back to Toni. Toni ends up confronting Harrison and asks him, so you can't floss your own teeth? And she tells him, you just need to stop. Like, nothing you say has any meaning.
That's true.
She starts crying. He hugs her. She tells him he keeps embarrassing her. You don't care about anyone but yourself, and you're never going to change. Harrison tells him, look, my feelings for her just haven't disappeared. And Toni says, well, you should have just stayed with her then. She knows she looks like an idiot, and she asks if he really wants to be with her, and he doesn't give her an answer. He asks if they can talk about it later. He does miss Lauren, and Toni says, you just want what you can't have. And she tells him to go F himself.
What are your thoughts?
Yeah, that's why I'm just like, it's just best to ignore Harrison, because, I mean, literally, whatever comes out of his mouth is not going to be anything true. It's not going to be anything that holds any weight. And I think that especially as a man, for your word to not be your bond is crazy.
Yeah.
So ignore the man. Find somebody else to talk to. I don't want you to go back to Cash, because I think you did him dirty.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Talk to somebody else. But I think that Harrison deserves to be sitting in a corner by himself, but Lauren is going to be over there, and Tony's going to be by his side as well.
I'll say this: there's no one who lied to you the most on this show, Toni, than Harrison. Harrison fed you the most lies. He's been with other people. He lied to you about Helena. He lied to you about Lawrence. At least with Lawrence, she's new to this. So she's still trying to catch up to the number of lies that Harrison told you with her, right? But Harrison. So I disagree with Blair when she said, like, Toni, go be with somebody else and things like that. No, I think Toni's time in the villa is over. I think it's officially over. I think you wasted your time.
That is true.
By chasing this guy that's been lying to you since day one. So I think it's time for you to actually pack your bags and to be eliminated from the show.
Now Shakira is giving Toni real good advice, like she always does, and tells her he puts you in situations to where your emotions are off balance. And Yasmin lets her know that he's trying to get a reaction out of you. Toni tells Lauren, girl, he wants you back. Can we just leave the man alone? Can you leave the man alone? I think that's my thing with Toni, is that you don't want him to be taken by Lauren, or you don't want him to defaulted to be with Lauren because you take yourself out of the equation. You so badly want both of y'all to leave him alone so you can feel like girl power. Be girl power by yourself. Okay? Be strong by yourself and for yourself. And I just don't like that, her trying to make Lauren leave him so that way, Harrison doesn't get anybody. No, you worry about yourself.
You ain't lying, Blair. You ain't lying.
Yeah, so Meg asked Emma about Harry. She could see herself getting back with Harry one day, and Helena asked her, well, I thought you said it wasn't going to work. Emma ignores her. And Emma says she's not going to give a timeline as far as when she's going to get back with him. And that's what I'm saying. Emma is messing with Helena. And honestly, I'm not too upset because Helena was messing with Shakira. So what goes around comes around. But Emma, you're ruining your chances at love in the villa.
But I'll say this, though. Do you think Helena's bothered by Emma?
A little bit.
I don't think so.
I mean, I think she gets irritated when they talk. She was hot.
I think she gets irritated when they talk. Yeah. But I think once she realized that, you're just trying to play games with me. I'm going to play games with you. Right? The only difference with Shakira and Helena that I did not agree with Helena basically picking on the girl is that Shakira didn't want to play. Like you get Shakira was doing everything in her power to say, hey, I don't want to do this with you. But once Emma makes it known that, hey, you want to spar with me? We can spar. I thought you wanted Harry and things like that. Well, what's up with the timeline? And then Emma is on mute. You get what I'm saying? So now I think Helena knows what it is. And I think she's like, okay, let's spar now. Let's spar.
Yeah. So Toni, Harrison, and Lauren. Oh, okay. So this is where they have their hoedown.
Yeah.
Yeah. Before they just got the text about it. So Toni, Harrison, and Lauren have a conversation and all sit down together.
Yeah.
And Toni tells Harrison that he hurt them both and he's been lying to them both. Toni wants him to take accountability for hurting people, and Harrison says that he is sorry. Toni tells him, your actions and your words don't line up. I wouldn't want to introduce you to my family or my friends. And she also throws in there, and I hope she wouldn't either, because I hope you would think more about yourself. And I'm just like, Toni, worry about yourself.
Toni,
honestly, please.
You literally still got dirt on your knees from crawling on that terrace, right? So that's why I'm like, I don't like Toni now. Like at first I didn't have a problem with her, but now I don't like her, because now you trying to have this 3-way conversation, as Blair was telling us, trying to do this girl power thing. Apologize to both of us because we both about to leave you. We saw what Lauren's on.
Yeah.
Like, and then on top of that, do not tell me that I lied to both of y'all. I did lie to both of y'all, but I lied to you the most. So why are you over here trying to basically hold a meeting, trying to hold me accountable for both of y'all? Hold on, I lied to you 10 times more than I lied to this girl.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm like, Toni, just leave. Like, I really don't understand why things got to be a statement. All those times that you was with Cash and you was pulling Harrison and things like that, you participated in your own deception. Exactly. So that's why I'm like, you don't look good now, because now all of a sudden you basically saying things that we've been saying all this time. No, get out of here.
And I think the thing that gets me with Toni too is like, she knows that she should have chose better.
Yeah.
And she knows that she was stupid and that she wasted her time in the villa by believing this man's lies or choosing to be delusional and continue having conversations with him. She knows that. Yeah. And I will say, I get these people are in their early 20s. I mean, I've been in similar situations, back in the day. So I'm not coming down on them for that regard. But in the big scheme of things, as far as Love Island in the game, you hedged your bets and you lost.
Yeah. I was never Harrison, but I probably, if I was more than anybody, I probably was more Harry in the sense of being very honest, of saying like, no, I don't want to be in a relationship. We can still fool around, but if not, I'm cool with that. You get what I'm saying? Like being very honest, because I think there is something to a point in a man's life, especially, I know Harris is only 22, but that's old enough in my opinion, to where you don't want to be called a liar, because that's something like that. A snake. I'd rather be called a snake than be called a liar, because something about a liar that kind of sticks with you. And it's like, you don't want to be going into your 30s or your mid 20s and you just lying about everything like eggs. Yeah. Like, you get what I'm saying? So I'd rather you call me mean, unkind, and all those things for being honest than being called a liar. You get what I'm saying?
So they get a text, and it's a game called Couple of Sorts. Okay. So they have basically like a superlative for one of the couples. Yeah. And the I was going to call them house guests. The Islanders decide what they think the order is, but then America, or the public chooses what the order is.
I'm about to say, not America.
Exactly. The public. That's what y'all call y'all folks. Harrison thinks Shakira is more into Harry than Conor. But she can't explore it because based off of some conversation that Harry had with Shakira's point was that I spent more time with Harry, so that's why I was into him more. I had more emotional feelings for Harry, but I'm not trying to get back with Harry. I'm happy in my couple with Conor.
Can I expound on this just for a second?
Yeah, go ahead.
Because I actually think Harrison's not lying here, right? But his statement still is not. His statement doesn't mean anything, right? Because basically, she's more into she's into Conor more than Ty. You get what I'm saying? But overall, she likes Harry, right? I think that's actually true. I actually think she's very into Harry and things like that. But this is the difference between Toni and Shakira, right? Shakira not gonna have you keep lying to her, right? Shakira is gonna feel what she feels and be like, but I respect myself.
And I'm not playing
those games. So so that's why I'm like, this is not a gotcha moment. I can feel what I want to feel about somebody, but I'm not going to be crawling on no floor. I'm not going to be pulling you for chats. I'm not going to be putting myself in position for you to touch my hand. I'm not going to be put in a position to where we going to be recoupled. At the end of the day, it's over between us, no matter how I feel. And I think Toni need to take a lesson on how Shakira's doing it, besides basically going with her feelings and things like that. When you got the facts that this guy is not going to choose you. Shakira knew Harry was never going to choose her at the end. You know?
But I think that Harrison feeling how he felt about Shakira's comment is based off of how Harrison moves.
Yeah.
If he feels a way about somebody, he's going to play into
Yeah.
that. And so I think that that's where he's coming from, that, oh, if Shakira likes Harry more, then of course she's going to play into it. Like, come on, Connor, don't you see what's up? And it's like, no, like Shakira's saying, I could have felt that way because I did spend more time with him, but it doesn't mean anything. I'm not going to do anything about it, unlike you, who goes wherever the wind blows.
Facts.
So this one was about who was the most one-sided couple. In third place was Helena and Harry. Second place was Toni and Harrison. And first place was Meg and Dejon.
Okay.
Now, couple who lacked the most emotional depth, what stood out was second place was Meg and Dejon. First place was Helena and Harry. And Megan doesn't get it because she's very emotional. I will say, these folks, the way that they were...
They don't comprehend well.
They don't comprehend very well. And I don't really know if they know what words mean. And because they're all literally trying to explain to each other what the word means and what it means in what context. And I'm like, it's not that difficult.
Yeah.
Emotional depth is emotional depth within the relationship with each other of what you guys connect on. Is it shallow? Is it surface level? Or are you guys deep in your connection?
Yeah.
And Meg just says she's emotional, so she doesn't get it.
Hey.
So, hey. Shallow it is. So the couple that is coasting, this is another one they couldn't seem to get on terms on about what coasting means.
Yeah.
And according to me, coasting means that you are coasting in the relationship. You're not really putting in a lot of effort. You don't really actually have strong feelings for the person, but you're going along to get along. Do you agree with that?
In a way, I also think in the premise of Love Island, I think coasting means not fully exploring and not being open to explore.
Yeah.
And that's why I think Meg and Dejon was number one.
Yes. So they had Yasmin and Jamie as third, Billikis and Boris as second, and Meg and Dejon as first.
Yes.
And Billikis believed that they were up there because she was Boris's placeholder.
Okay.
Dejon and Meg still don't understand why they're standing up there. And at this point, they're really starting not to care.
Yeah. Don't care. Don't worry about it. We go get you out of there.
We get which couple is playing the biggest game. Third is Helena and Harry. Second is Toni and Harrison. First is Meg and Dejon. Emma already knew that, and she said it was obvious, but people didn't want to actually believe that when they were trying to put their own people together.
Yeah.
She says, y'all are just messing around and playing a game, all of you guys, and y'all are very unserious, and we've seen it with your behaviors. And Dejon said, well, in the beginning it was a game to him, but his feelings have progressed with Meg, and it's not a game to him anymore.
You're a lie. Everything Emma said in the sense of putting things in order, she was right. The only reason why she included saying the guys, because the girls were starting to get in the uproar and stuff like that. But here's the thing about it. Meg and Dejon, we see y'all. Like that's the thing about it. That's the thing that I think happens with isolation and things like that. They in the villa, so they don't. This is the first time that they really get to see what the UK feels about them, and they like, we're not playing a game. Yes, you are.
But I think what bothers me about them not caring is like, that means you're not going to get the money, right?
Yeah.
So you can leave, actually.
Yeah. Since y'all found each other.
Since you found each other and you really don't care what the public thinks, then you should know you're not winning anything.
Exactly.
And Emma is talking to Dejon and on the side, and she also tells him, look, your speeches also don't really come across as genuine. And he says all he can be is himself, and he can't change that.
Yeah, and we're asking for you to be yourself. Like, you over here trying to give these speeches about Meg and things like that, and we're just like, we don't believe you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you're not describing the person that actually stands before you.
Exactly.
But also about this one is when Dejon is talking about how it was a game to him before. I feel like admitting that alone tells me that you don't take any of this seriously.
Pretty much.
Even though he's saying that his feelings with Meg have progressed. Like, you're coming on here to find love. Like, you shouldn't be playing a game with anybody's feelings, period. So, what do you think about that?
I have no problem with the game statement. It's the whole...
Sorry, go ahead. I already said what I thought.
The problem that I have with the game statement is that there's... The thing... We seen you talk to Meg. We seen you defend Meg. We seen you get ultimatums by Meg. and we just don't see how a sane person would want to be with a person like this. So that's why the speeches, Emma saying your speeches doesn't sound genuine, because usually when you give a speech at a recoupling, you got to list all the great things about a person, right? But we haven't seen all the great things about Meg, and we on episode 39 going to episode 40. So that's why we're like, yeah, you're lying. It can't be true. We seen other people come in and you've been on a date and Meg bully them and things like that, and you cower and things of that nature, or you talking to other people in the villa and you cower. So that's why it's like we seen you really not put forth an effort in the whole Love Island experience. So that's why I think him saying, like, at first it was a game for me, I think that was a throwaway statement. I actually don't know if he even believes that. I think he just saying I'll give y'all a bone, but really I love this girl. And it's like, no, you don't. It's like, it's impossible. Or else, truth be told, Dejon should see it as a compliment that we do not believe that he loved this girl. Because we are basically saying, hey, we believe you to be a sane human being. We believe you to be someone with common sense. And we do not want to believe that you can't see why she's unlovable on this show. The personality on the show. We don't know Meg. You get what I'm saying? So that's why we over here trying to let Dejon know, like, hey, we think of you a little bit higher than you are giving on. But truth be told, guess what? I'm just going to accept his answer and be like, well, guess what? I'm happy y'all found each other. Y'all ain't going to win. Y'all might as well leave.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
So we get the biggest ick is third place, Toni and Harrison. Second place, Helena and Harry. First place, Megan and Dejon.
Oh.
And we get a bombshell named Angel. She chooses her top 3 boys. They were first place Ty, second place Harry, third place Conor. And because Ty was her top pick, she was coupled up with him, and Lauren was dumped from the island.
I think it was crazy how Lauren had to read her own elimination.
That was crazy.
I'm like, wow, that's kind of funny though. So
Harrison and Lauren talk, and she asked him to leave with her, and he says that, you know, he did come in here and find what he wanted, but he's going to have to take some time to think about it. Helena thinks that he should go for what he said that he wanted and stand on business. Essentially, you said you could see yourself being boyfriend and girlfriend with her on the outside. Prove it.
Pretty much.
Stand by your word. But the thing is, his words mean nothing.
Nothing.
So we get to the guys, and Harrison is telling the guys the dilemma, and Conor thinks that, look, you can leave it for the morning, sleep on it. If you need to leave, you can leave tomorrow.
That's good advice.
Some of the other guys are saying, well, you should go. If that was Meg, I would go. Honestly, I don't even know if I believe these guys. I think they're trying to get their competition out, if I'm going to be completely honest.
But that's what Emma was talking about with Dejon. It's like, if that was Meg, I would leave. And I was just like, the only reason why, if you were to leave this late, it's only because you know you messed up with everybody else in the villa and you can't be with nobody else. Like, it wouldn't be because of love. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So Lauren, when she talks to Harrison again and he tells her he's not leaving right now, she tells him that she will wait for him.
Yeah, I think it's kind of crazy for her to ask him to leave, though. I ain't gonna hold you. This is not an Uma type of thing where Uma actually, like, she said, I'm leaving. He did not ask her to leave or anything like that. And we all thought that she was crazy for actually leaving like that early in the process for her process and things like that. Now, I think they are engaged now. So, like, it worked for her. But I think Lauren trying to have this, like, this whole idea of, like, wait a minute, Lauren, you was in the villa with this liar the whole time. You actually want to be out in the real world with him? I don't understand why.
He's going to do you so dirty.
I don't understand why you want that for yourself. I would have took it as, you know what? I need a clean reset. Stay here in the villa.
It's because she believes his lies, and that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Harrison and Conor and Harry are talking, pretty much talking about how Shakira said she had more feelings for Harry, and Conor is believing what the guys are saying.
Of course he is.
So Conor then approaches Shakira, and Shakira says, I told you what it was, but you just want to believe the boys. They are game players. They're trying to win the money. Not everybody here is your best friend. Also, she feels like, you know, Harrison didn't ask her in the present tense. It was talking about who she had more feelings for.
Yeah.
She said that at this point, she just wants to go home. Like, what's the point of talking if you're not even going to listen to me? You believe the biggest liars in the villa, and your reaction was childish and allowed them to put a wedge between us, which is what they wanted to do. Now Conor is agreeing with what Shakira is saying. And I will say, Conor, this whole like bro code and like I'm gonna believe the bros and they got my back and all this type of thing, they actually don't. And like she said, these men lie.
Yeah.
all the time, and you've witnessed it firsthand. So why do you think they have your back? Like, they're not really your friends. So.
I can understand why Shakira wants to go home, because she was like, listen here, I can't even wear my own clothes. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting picked on by the girls. It's not fun being surrounded by I think the one thing about the Love Island experience is that I don't know how the UK do it, or does it rather, but at least with the USA version, even if I'm not interested in a guy, there is some type of like, you know what, I'm friends with this guy, or I'm friends with this person. It seems like the girls are only friends with the guy that they are with. It seems like you don't see Shakira really hanging around the other guys and things like that. And I think it's so isolated. It's so cliquey.
Yeah.
And that's why she's like basically like, the guys here suck. Mm-hmm. Like that's basically what she's saying. Like forget like when it comes to attraction, I just don't even want to hang around any of these guys. And I can see it more this season of even when in other past seasons, even if the girls wasn't coupled up with a guy, you could see at least a friendship or like at least a bond with like the opposite sex. You don't see it this season. Mm-hmm. It's like the guys are with the guys and the girls are only with their
girls they like.
Exactly. So it's like, I can understand why Shakira's like, you know what? I don't want to be with anybody here. I'm stuck here with Toni. Toni ain't listening to what I'm saying. You know, it just like the guys suck.
But I think you have to also consider this horse with Harrison and Harry, and not necessarily that they're lying or trying to put a wedge between them, but they're going off of their beliefs and how they would move in this situation if they were Shakira. And I think that's what Conor didn't take into account before he actually talked to Shakira. Yep. So Shakira is crying to Toni, and Toni's trying to console her, and Conor tries to go to check on her, but she needs a little bit of time. Mm-hmm. So Toni's telling Conor that this is pretty much exactly what the guys want. You gave them what they wanted. Yeah. And I hated to see Shakira crying like that, because she was really distraught. Like, she was really distraught. And I think that was so unfair that she was put in that position. I don't even think the conversation she had with Harrison should have been brought up at all. Mm-hmm. It was really nothing. It was really nothing. So it's bedtime, and Harrison is in bed looking at pictures of Lauren.
Okay.
We get to the next day. We've got Toni, Billikis, and Shakira chatting. And Toni says, look, the public votes confirm what we've already been thinking. That group of people just are not genuine.
Toni, I wish you're not genuine either. Do you get what I'm saying? So, like, you're not real, at least not to me. Mm-hmm. You know,
this is where Dejon tells Harrison that he would have left with Meg. Harry does find the new Bombshell attractive, and he's going to respectfully kiss if he wants to. Mm-hmm. And he thinks that this is a good test for him, and maybe he'll close it off with Helena if he passes this test.
Looking at a man of morals. Respectfully flirt, respectfully kiss, respectfully is the key word in that review right there.
Yeah. So Toni tells Harrison and Harry that they hurt Shakira. You guys are trying to make it seem like she's in love with Harry when she's really not, and she doesn't want to get back with him. If Conor was a good friend to them, then why would you not bring it up beforehand, and you only brought it up during this situation?
That's true.
And Dejon tells her, you're always trying to cause a scene, and Toni's telling him, number one, I'm not even yelling at you. Mm-hmm. Y'all hurt her feelings, and y'all shouldn't want to see her that way if you actually care about her. But they don't.
No, they don't.
They don't care about each other either. Honestly, I think a lot of these guys in this house are selfish. I think a lot of the girls are too. Mm-hmm. And that's why the really only people I like in the house are Shakira and Billikis.
You don't like Yasmin?
I mean, Yasmin's okay. The sexual stuff is a little too much, and especially she says she only been with two people, so I just don't understand it really. Okay.
Why are you so sexual?
She's very confusing to me.
Yeah.
But yeah, Shakira and Billikis is really the only folks I like.
Okay.
Now we get to Conor and Shakira talking, and Shakira didn't like the boys running with that narrative. She thought he was going to give her the benefit of the doubt because she hasn't given him any reason not to believe her. Mm-hmm. And now he feels like an idiot, and she tells him, you're playing checkers, they're playing chess.
Yeah. Conor doesn't believe, and this is Conor's biggest flaw. Mm-hmm. He doesn't believe that, how can I say this nicely? I don't think there's no nice way to say it, because I want y'all to feel me on this.
All right.
I don't want y'all to hear me. I want y'all to feel me. Conor doesn't believe he's stupid. And when I say that, there's a difference between people believing that they are the smartest ones in the room. I don't think Conor believes he's the smartest one in the room. I just don't think I think Conor believes that he's not stupid. And many times throughout the season, things have went over his head or like went past his face to where it's like, hey, Conor, you don't have to choose to like not get it right now. Like you need to actually like the whole conversation with Shakira thing. I really don't understand why he did not see that as potentially a way for them to get into his head.
Mm-hmm.
Like especially this late in the game. And I was like, and the reason why I use stupid specifically is because what is one thing that Shakira basically was trying to allude about Ben? Is that, you know what,
mentally, he just wasn't
our
there.
intellectual property is different. You know what I mean? So I think what happens is why she got frustrated is like, yo, I'm getting stuck with these stupid guys. You know what I'm saying? That's why I wanted to use the word stupid. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because she's like, why couldn't you see basically Harrison got these two girls going over each other, fighting over each other, and you're going to believe Harrison out of every guy in this villa? You're going to believe Harrison? Mm-hmm. At that moment, you got to believe you're stupid.
Yeah.
That's why she said they playing chess and you playing checkers, because chess is a game of what? Intellect.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
And strategy.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why he's over there like, dude, you know how to play chess? She said, no. He's I'm like, you're not getting it.
I don't think any of these guys deserve Shakira. Honestly, like she needs to get with somebody else.
She needs to come to the USA.
Honestly.
Yeah.
So Angel ends up pulling Harry for a chat. They have a good convo. Y'all, this is Angel's first day. She's happy. She's ready to get to know people, and everyone is going through it. So
I ain't gonna hold you. I'm ready to vote her out. To be honest, I ain't gonna hold you.
And that's how I was like, for a Bombshell to come in this late in the game, it's too much going on right now. We can't be sitting up smiling, clapping with you being here. Honestly, we got our own drama to get through. So Helen and Harry talk, and he is having conversations, of course, with Angel. Mm-hmm. It will take a while for his head to turn, but he doesn't plan on pulling her for chats. Mm-hmm. But Helena still thinks it's weird he's leaving the door open for them to have conversations, because your feelings can grow for a person in that time.
It can, and I'll let you know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Emma ends up pulling Harry, and she asks him to go to the terrace. He tells her no.
Facts.
And they chat by the kitchen. Mm-hmm. Emma says, well, maybe the public is seeing what I'm seeing, and Harry tells her, I don't care.
Facts.
Him and Helena are on the same page. A test is here. Angel, not you. Emma doesn't like how Dejon, Meg, and Helena talk to her. You've said, you're here for me, but you really haven't stood up for me. And Harry tells her you did it to yourself. People don't want to hear you talk trash about their situations all the time.
What is your thoughts, Blair?
Yeah, I think this is where it goes into Emma needing to run her own race. Mm-hmm. Harry is not going to play boyfriend for you in the villa and to speak up for you and fight your battles. If you don't agree with situations, or if you don't believe, people's couples are real, talk to Shakira about it.
Yeah. Don't
talk to Helena and Meg about their situations, because they're going to mean girl you and ice you out, because they're not looking at it as though, oh, like you're really seeing something to where the public probably sees it that way, and you're actually giving me insight. These girls don't want to hear your perspective. Talk about it behind their backs like Toni and Shakira do. I don't know what to tell you.
But here's the thing about it. Why you want to talk to me up on the terrace for?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, she's trying to get a rise out of Helena, honestly.
And guess what? Harry, which is a man of his word of last episode, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to pull her for chats. I realize Harry did not pull her.
Nope.
Right? I'm not going to pull her. And no, I'm not going to go up on the terrace. We're going to talk right here in the kitchen. Right here in the open where it's brightest at. Right? And you over here talking about some like, you said you hear from me, but you didn't stand up for me with Dejon. Here's like, you picking battles that you don't even have to fight.
Yeah.
You and Dejon honestly never have to interact.
You should never be talking.
After the whole Yasmin and Dejon thing, when Yasmin first came in, I don't think I've seen them have a conversation. So that's why Emma's trying to be this moral compass of basically like, you see, like the UK is seeing what I'm seeing. And it's like, no one cares.
Yeah.
Play your game, And
win the money, especially if you know that none of these people are real.
Facts.
Then
it
hop to it.
It should be easy
girl.
for you.
Exactly. So it's nighttime. Meg tells Dejon that she doesn't think he makes her enough of a priority. The girl will never be happy.
You see what I mean? You see what I mean?
But I will say, Dejon doesn't come across as genuine either. So,
they both don't come off.
Y'all chose this, so enjoy. Helena thinks that Emma is just scrambling, trying to pull Harry, trying to stir a mess, and honestly, that's what it is.
That's why Helena's like, oh, you want to play? Okay, let's play.
Yeah. So Yasmin and Jamie are talking, and they basically concoct a plan to get Toni and Cash up onto the terrace, and So Yasmin and Jamie, get him to go to the terrace, and he ends up giving Toni a hug. She knows what she did was horrible. She apologizes to him. He accepts her apology, but he really didn't like being perceived as vulnerable.
I'll tell you this right now, Cash. If you take Toni back, I promise you, I'm gonna find a way to vote. You will be gone.
Yeah, I don't think it's worth it. Honestly,
No.
I think it's just time to get a lot of these people out the house. We're about to wrap up anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Angel and Harry have another chat, and essentially when Helena's watching, she thinks that Harry should know at this point if he wants to get to know other people or if he really wants to focus in on Helena. And honestly, it is around that time.
It's not for me because a bombshell just came in. Usually around this time, the bombshell's over in like the USA version. But a bombshell just came in, and I was sure that I want to get to know everyone who's in the villa until a new person came in. And now I get to know this person. If a guy was to come in, you could get to know the guy. So, but hey, a girl came in, I'm going to get to know her.
So Harrison has decided to leave the villa.
Yeah.
He lets everybody know. He also thinks that he can see Lauren as a longtime girlfriend.
We don't care.
He ends up apologizing to Toni for how he treated her. And if she was his little sister or somebody did that to his little sister, then that would be an issue for him.
It'd be funny if he don't even have siblings.
With him being indecisive and trying not to hurt people, he ended up hurting her feelings more. I don't think he tried not to hurt anybody. I think he was being selfish.
Yeah.
Toni says that he's not a bad person, but he has a big head and he treated her bad. She tried to walk away multiple times and he continued to pull her back. And he tells her, I wish you the best. And honestly, we don't need to keep talking in circles. Go ahead and pack your bags, Harrison.
Just
go out.
Go.
Hit your lick.
Yeah.
And, hopefully, you don't hurt that girl too bad, and she finds a way to leave you. Truth
be told, I think out of everybody, he intentionally tried to hurt Toni. So that's why I don't even understand why Toni gave him the light of day to have a conversation.
And honestly, I even think back to the situation to where Toni was like, that's why you be hiding when you're kissing her, talking about Helena, because like you're a punk essentially. And then that's when he wanted to try to get Helena to kiss him in public. I'm just kind of like, yeah, like you're messy.
Yeah.
You're a messy man.
People are blaming dejon and Harry for basically being a bad influence to Harrison. Basically saying like he was the young bull and stuff like that, and he was trying to fit in with the guys. I'm like, I can see that, but at the end of the day, Harrison's his own man and he is his own liar. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? Anything else you want to add to this episode, Blair?
No, it was jam-packed. It was a lot of drama, and I'm looking forward to seeing what's ahead.
Listen to what I'm saying, Blair. I still got a seat for you.
I would never get on
because
that bus.
I know you do not believe in the Yasmin and Jamie. That's
all I got right now.
You don't believe in it.
That's all I got.
The time that we actually saw them on the screen is when they was getting somebody else to be on the screen.
And I want Shakira to win, but none of these guys are good enough for Shakira, honestly.
That's fair.
Maybe Shakira can get with Cash. I don't know.
Actually, I wouldn't hate that, to be honest.
Yeah.
I wouldn't hate that. Subscribe, like, share, comment, all the above. We see y'all.
Bye.